Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. Okay, we got a little plate here. It should work. I'm going to put just a small piece of paper in between this to give myself just a little bit of space, and then go ahead and clamp it in. Spin it around, and we're going to weld that little corner right there. Not the best weld in the world, but not the worst. That's all we can hope for. That one was pretty good, but it didn't attach. All right, try it again. Yep, that looks pretty good. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Couldn't be better. Flip it over. Same thing on this side. Didn't take it off. I don't know, for that first one not taking, this one did very well. So I might be getting better. I don't know. It looks like this part here is a little bit loose, so I'm going to kind of come in and putz with that a bit. Ooh, hot. All right, I think we got it. All right, let's take it over to the mill. We're going to mill this down to an undersize of that so that everything can have a chance to lay down. Okay, I've got the cutting bit down to this level here and another 20 thousandths. So let's just see if we can cut this. I don't know, that seems like an awful lot for such a flimsy little deal here. Let's try doing it this way. Get all those little razor blades out of my immediate environment. Okay, so we've got basically what we want. Now what we need to do is come in, we need to find a way to come in and throw a tack weld on each of those pieces while everything's sitting in place. So I think what has to happen here is we're going to come in maybe like this, cut this whole section out, and that would take care of the back side and the front side, and we'll just have a gap in there, and when we put our pieces in they'll stick out a little bit extra, and that gap will show up. I mean, will allow us to get it a tack weld into both sides. So actually I could have just left it in place. But we're going to put a different bit in. We're going to put a Hagen bit in, and this kind of stuff puts a lot of wear on these little two flutes. I mean, in this situation it was a good deal, but all right, take our collet out. Get the 3/4 collet. And I'm thinking we could just come in with one single pass in and then move it sideways and bring another pass back out. But we're going to do it at a slower speed for one. Well, I see one issue right now. Once I cut that weld, this thing's going to be pretty floppy. So maybe we come in and clamp it. That'll get this first one. This second one, I don't know. It's not going to have anything holding it. Huh. Well, maybe it's better to come in and saw this out, and that way there's not as much pressure against it, and then come back, weld it, come back and clean it up. Let's give that a try. This saw is pretty good for this issue because you can come in hard or you can come in fairly soft and not put too much pressure on it. Okay, let's see how this is going to work. We bring this back to here, and I'm going to set up a stop on this edge here, you know, some kind of a little L bracket or something like that. And then we slide these guys underneath right up to the line. And actually, we could have welded right in there, but we have the ability now to weld right into here and that will give us exactly what we need. Now when we turn it over, we go to this side of the whole thing, and we come in, turn this over, and do the same thing. And I think what I want to do, maybe I'll just take this all the way, cut this all the way off, so that I have full access into there. Good start. And we'll be back another day. We got this part all set up. The little pieces will go in here fairly well. And what we want to do is come in and we're going to cut off this whole leg here so we can get in there with the torch or with the welder and weld these two pieces in. So let's go over to the saw and cut that off. Alright, let's start cutting. Well, that saw didn't exactly cut square, so we're going to square this up just because we can. What we want is another one of these here so that it grabs this edge and indexes this back and forth. So it doesn't have to be all fancy groove and everything, but it definitely needs to come over to that edge there. And I'm thinking maybe just a piece of angle iron. I'm going to go look and see. Okay, we got our clamps in place. We've got this squared up against the top, this in place here, and now we need to build a stop here. And I've got these two pieces of steel that should work just perfect. So, I've got it clamped and I put a little tack in there so that the clamp will hold nicely. Good. Now we'll come in and just go ahead and weld that. No big deal. Now, this goes here, right? And we flip this, and we flip this. And this goes here, like this. Except I'm thinking it would be so much easier just to match it up. I think it's going to be the same thing. Maybe. Grind that weld a little bit. Oops, the other way. This goes like that. So I want to grind that a little bit. I'm going to go over to the sander, sand it. Forgot to turn the camera on. I'm sitting here talking to you. So I got just a bit of a tack on that, but it came in a bit. So I think I can just open it up. That's closer. There we go. That looks pretty even. Okay, so now this wants to come in here like this. Plug into that. Slip over to over against that. Oh, this is my new piece though. So there's that. And there's that. Okay. Wants to slip in there, push up against, and push up against. And then I'm guessing at this point, I'm going to put a mark on it. Somewhere right in there. And that mark looks pretty good. We'll measure it. And measure it. Perfect. Alright. So that's got us pretty well set. Let me throw a little bit more weld on that. Just to make it solid. Maybe a little bit more weld here. I don't think we need much more than that. And I think we have our jig. Okay, here's where our tool works. We put our little plugs down in there and welded that in place. And that is what this whole thing accomplished. But this has to be pretty precise in order for the slide to work, in order for the entire mechanism to work. So, hey, this took a while to make, but it's going to be worth it over the years. Project. So, you know, continuing on the process, we've got more coming. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. This is Nick Collier, checking out.